Welcome to another deep dive here on the Deep Dive.
Great to be diving in again.
So today, we're tackling something really fundamental, right at the heart of, well, how we connect with people. Friendship.
Yeah, and how it often kind of gets pushed aside by its, let's say, louder cousin, romantic love.
Exactly. Like, have you ever stopped to think if love is always the more intense thing, or even the more valuable?
Right. Is it always the big bonfire that outshines everything else?
Because what we're digging into today is how friendship, yeah, it might be quieter, more subtle, but it can be this incredibly, incredibly strong foundation.
Absolutely. And our source for this, it's really special, just a short piece, but packed with insight. It's called The Discreet Ember of Lasting Friendship. Written by a friend of ours, Fabio, actually, for another friend on Friendship Day. It feels personal, but honestly, the ideas in it are pretty universal about what makes connections stick.
It really feels like he's bottled up years of wisdom, just a few lines, but so much depth. And so our mission, our deep dive today, is to unpack this.
Yeah.
To peel back the layers on what he's saying about making connections last, making them meaningful.
And maybe see how friendship might just be the bedrock for, well, any kind of real love.
Okay, so where do we start? Fabio kicks things off with this core distinction, right?
Right at the beginning, he says, if love so often is a flame that burns and contradicts, friendship, by contrast, is a discreet ember. It doesn't rage wildly, but it warms without asking permission.
Wow. That image just grabs you, doesn't it? The flame that burns and contradicts. It makes you think instantly of that whirlwind romance.
Yeah, the passion, the intensity, it's bright, it's hot.
But it can be all over the place, contradictory, like he says.
Yeah.
High highs, low lows. Maybe burns out.
Exactly. A flame needs constant fuel, constant attention. It's very visible, very dramatic. The initial spark, But that word contradicts is key. That intensity, it can flip, it can be inconsistent. It can leave you feeling whiplashed sometimes. The fireworks analogy works amazing, but they don't last.
Okay, so then he gives us the counterpoint. The discreet ember. I love that.
It's beautiful.
It's not the big show. It's not shouting for attention. But it has this constancy.
Yes, a steady warmth. It doesn't rage wildly, he says, none of that chaotic energy.
It's just there, warming things reliably.
And that phrase, it warms without asking permission, that really nails it, I think.
How so?
Well, it's like friendship just is. It settles in naturally. It's not demanding. It's like that background warmth in a room you don't always notice, but you definitely miss if it was gone.
Right. It's the friend you know you can count on, even if weeks go by without talking. The feeling is there, deep down. It's not about performance.
It's that reliable hum. And Fabio points out this isn't exactly a new thought. He brings in Camões, the famous Portuguese poet.
Ah, the poet of epic love poems.
Exactly. And apparently, even Camões wondered about this. He asked, basically, how can friendship possibly compete for our hearts when love itself is so, well, incoherent, so inconsistent?
Interesting. Even the master of describing passion was puzzled by friendship's quiet strength.
And Fabio's response is, I think, the heart of this whole piece. He says, I, for my part, believe that is precisely where it insinuates itself. Where love stumbles, friendship settles.
Okay, wow, so friendship isn't trying to be love.
No, it's providing the safety net. It's the steady ground when the passionate flame flickers or falters.
It's the place you land.
Exactly. The secure harbor. When things get rocky in romance, friendship is there. Solid. Offering refuge, understanding, without needing all the drama.
That really does shift your perspective. It makes you think, doesn't it? When you look at your own relationships or ones you see around you, what kind of warmth do you actually value more for the long haul?
Is it the quick, bright flash or that slow, steady ember?
Yeah. What truly sustains things.
Yeah.
Which brings us to his next point about what actually lasts.
Right, the idea of endurance. He says, what endures is that which has passed through the filter of difficulties.
The filter of difficulties. I like that. It's like a stress test for relationships.
Totally. It's not about avoiding problems. It's about getting through them.
He mentions the moments we were, even if cracked, sometimes together.
Yeah.
That feels so real.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships get chipped. They get hairline fractures. It's not about being perfect.
No, it's about the together part. Staying together despite the cracks. That's the resilience he's talking about. It's not about being flawless. It's about being weathered together.
A relationship that's never hit a bump.
Mm.
Maybe it hasn't really been tested. Maybe it lacks that depth that comes from overcoming stuff.
Could be. Durability isn't about never having problems. It's about having the strength to deal with them, maybe even grow because of them.
And Fabio gets specific about how that happens. He says, and despite the stumbles, we remained. We forgave each other. We gave new chances to what seemed tired.
That word remained is so active. It's not just passively sticking
It's a
around.
choice, choosing to stay when it's hard.
And the forgiveness,
Yeah.
the second chances,
Uh,
that's the glue, right?
totally. It's acknowledging, okay, we messed up, we're human, but this connection, this thing we have, it's worth repairing. It's worth more than the mistake.
And that's where the ember really shows its strength. It has
Yes.
this capacity to, like, rekindle things. Forgiveness isn't about wiping the slate clean, maybe, but about letting go enough to move forward.
Yeah, and giving another chance.
Yeah.
That's faith, isn't it? Faith in the other person, faith in the relationship itself.
Believing that growth is possible, that repair is possible. And this, he suggests, leads to something even bigger.
This is where he makes that really profound link, I think. He says, perhaps love, the true kind, begins there, in that place where friendship builds silent bridges.
Boom, right there.
It's like saying the deepest, most lasting love, it's not just the flame. It has to have that friendship ember burning underneath.
Friendship is the structure, the invisible framework holding it all up.
Passion might be the paint job, but friendship is the foundation and the beams.
Exactly. So true love isn't just the flame, it's the ember that keeps glowing even when things get tough or routine or difficult. It's the understanding, the forgiveness, the loyalty, all the stuff friendship brings.
The kind of love that actually adapts and lasts. It makes you think about your own life, doesn't it? Those relationships that have survived rough patches. What kept them going? Was it forgiveness? Patience? Just deciding to stick it out?
Yeah, what were those ember qualities?
So friendship isn't maybe a lesser love. Maybe it's, I don't know, love that's proven itself.
Love that's earned its stripes.
Yeah.
And building on that idea of getting through tough times, Fabio then goes into this reflection about, well, about imperfection, really.
Yeah, the part about faith.
Yeah.
He says, I know with the faith that accompanies me in absences that Jesus is not beside those who are right, but alongside those who err and wish to mend.
Now, regardless of your own beliefs, the sentiment there in terms of human connection is powerful.
Definitely. It's pulling us away from just judging who's right and who's wrong.
Right. It's not saying mistakes are great, but it's focusing on compassion for the process of messing up and wanting to fix it, wanting to grow.
So in our relationships, this means the strength isn't about never making mistakes.
Yeah.
It's about how we handle them. It's about supporting the person who's trying to make amends, including ourselves.
If we only stick by people when they're right, the relationship is pretty fragile, isn't it? It's based on performance.
Yeah, like walking on eggshells.
But if we stand by someone who's messed up but genuinely wants to repair things, that builds something incredibly secure.
A safe space to be human, basically. Flawed.
It's a love that doesn't just give up. It sees the potential for things to get better, even when it's messy.
And that links right back to the forgiveness and second chances idea.
Exactly. Accepting that imperfection is just part of the deal. We all stumble. The friendship ember, maybe, is that quiet light showing the way back, giving space to heal and try again.
It's that silent support.
Think about how that could change things, you know? If you approached mistakes in your relationships, yours or theirs, with this focus on the desire to mend, not just on the mistake itself.
Things would feel a lot less scary, more resilient, less fear, more courage to actually fix things.
It's quite freeing, really. And then, wrapping up his message, Fabio makes this distinction. It's subtle, but I think it's huge. He says, thank you for believing, for your patience, for cheering me on. Know that I feel this in return, and more. I am not just available, I am willing.
Available versus willing. Okay, let's unpack that.
Big difference, right?
Yeah. Available feels passive. Like, I'm here if you need me, I guess. Like a spare tire in the trunk.
Exactly. It's a state. It exists.
Right.
But willing.
Willing is active. It's engaged. It's, I want to be here. I want to help. I'm choosing to participate.
It's leaning in. It's the difference between someone saying, call me if you need anything, and someone showing up with soup when you're sick without being asked.
Right. Availability is potential. Willingness is action. It's got that energy behind it.
And it embodies all those things he just thanked his friend for. The belief, the patience, the cheering section. Willingness is the doing part of that support.
It's actively contributing. And he stresses the reciprocity, too. Know that I feel this in return.
Yeah, that's crucial. Friendship isn't a one-way street, or at least the strong ones aren't.
It's that mutual investment. Believing in them, feeling they believe in you, the embers warm each other.
That's what makes it solid. So
Yeah.
think about it in your life. What's the real practical difference between someone who's just available versus someone who's genuinely willing?
Huge difference. It's the difference between maybe getting help and knowing someone actually wants to be there for you. That feels entirely different.
Immense value in that willingness. And then he closes with this beautiful idea about the unspoken stuff.
Yeah, he says, may we, with some serenity and a good deal of joy, celebrate together all that, even without being said, was always known.
Isn't that lovely? It captures that magic in some relationships where you just know.
Mm-hmm. So much is understood without needing words. A look, a shared silence.
That always known part, it speaks to that deep synchronicity, that intimacy that doesn't need constant narration. That's the kind of connection friendship can build.
And the feeling that brings.
Yeah.
Serenity and joy, he says. Peace. Knowing you have that safe harbor, that unspoken understanding.
It's a real comfort. And his very last line seals it. With more than esteem, with love, Fabio, your friend.
Right, he brings it back to love, but grounded in friendship. It reinforces the whole point, this discreet ember. It is a form of love.
Maybe the truest form because it's been tested, it's resilient, it's based on that mutual willingness and understanding.
It's not flashy, but it's powerful. It makes you wonder, what are those things known but not said in your own important relationships? How does that silent understanding make them richer?
Yeah, how does that quiet knowing strengthen the bond?
So, wrapping up our deep dive for today here on the Deep Dive.
We've really sat with this idea of friendship as the discreet ember.
Yeah, this stable, lasting, incredibly strong base for connections. Something that can handle the tough times, that grows through forgiveness, that thrives on actual willingness.
And hopefully digging into this helps all of us, appreciate and maybe nurture our own connections a bit more.
Maybe look for that steady ember quality, not just the fleeting flame. Recognizing that deep warmth that doesn't need the spotlight.
That quiet strength that really warms the soul.
So for you listening, here's our final thought to take with you. Can you identify a relationship in your life where that discreet ember of friendship is really the core strength?
And then how might you intentionally fan that ember? How can you acknowledge and feed that quiet, steady warmth?
Something to think about until our next deep dive.
Right.